which brings us to our next student spotlight. I actually met Sangeetha at our Scholars Celebration, and as soon as she received her award, I ran up to her and I said, "Can you please speak at our meeting?" I was so impressed, and I am super excited because we have siblings here. Varun finished the program last year. Sangeetha is currently in the program, and I'm going to turn it over to both of you. I know, Sangeetha, you're going to start. Just tell us a little bit about this. How did you hear about it, your experiences? And I know everyone's going to want to hear your plans following graduation. So I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Thank you, Sandra. Hi, everyone. My name is Sangeetha. So I'm a current student at the Academy of Health Medical Sciences. I'm a senior right now. So I entered in 2018, and I'll be graduating this year. This past weekend, I actually graduated from RVCC with my associate's degree. And then in a month or so, I'll be graduating with my high school diploma. So I've really loved the Academy. I'm going to be going next year to Northeastern University for a major in business administration with a concentration in finance. I know a lot of people are surprised when they hear that I'm going to go off and do business after going through the Academy for Health and Medical Sciences, but I've always known I wanted to do business, and I've never regretted going to the Academy just because it's given me so many opportunities and allowed me to take classes that I never would have been able to. I'm still able to transfer 30 credits, which are going to cover my gen eds and eliminate already a year off, which will allow me to do more at Northeastern. I could finish either a year early, or I might just do another co-op or work a little longer. But I really do love the Academy. I always tell people definitely join it. I've been involved in UNICEF Club, a stock club. Right now I'm president of the National Honor Society, and I've been involved in Skills USA, which is a club that I know my brother will talk about more. It's a club that we're able to do because we're a vocational school, and our school is very heavily involved in that. So I'll turn it over to my brother Varun, who just graduated last year, to talk more about himself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Varun Punnam. And so I graduated from the Academy of Health and Medical Sciences last year. And now I'm studying microbiology at the University of Pittsburgh. And so with the transfer credit that I earned through this program, I've just come in and finished up my junior year. And so I'll be finishing up this bachelor's degree in just 2 years. Definitely a lot of money saved. And so I'll speak to how those experiences shaped me. Really, one of the things that I wanted to expand upon from Dr. Jenkins' presentation was this idea of comparing AP credit and dual enrollment, which are sometimes treated the same in terms of getting kids through some of the early classes, but really just such different experiences. And so the best way I could put that forward is that in May 2020, as the College Board was trying to deal with how to give tests during COVID, they ended up making the exams these shorter formats in which there was just a couple questions that would be taken online. And they published a ton of YouTube videos about their courses in which they designed the exams. And so they know the specific key points they're going to highlight from a larger course. And so without taking any of these courses, Sangeetha and I would just watch these YouTube catalogs and ended up passing multiple AP exams we had never taken in class, which just really speaks to this idea that AP courses will just be a standard of certain academic skills, but going through a dual enrollment program is just a whole different experience and a very valuable experience in terms of how much you learn to integrate onto campus, work with certain administrators who will really help you out and go the distance when you're starting to get into tougher and tougher courses in your later years. And so coming on to the University of Pittsburgh, despite me not being there for my freshman and sophomore year, being in a community college environment has helped me to immediately know what to do and how to access certain resources compared to students who are also first-year students who have come from high school and taking some of the same courses as me, but did it through an AP path. They have a lot of a tougher time actually knowing about how to use a tutoring center, how to work with certain academic advisors as opposed to high school guidance counselor. Really, really just valuable experiences. And so in terms of my experiences hearing from Sangeetha going to Northeastern, at a state school, it ends up being that a lot of your credit goes directly towards eliminating certain classes. I know that a lot of my peers who are going to private schools end up finding that almost none of their credit gets accepted. But even so, in such cases, the dual enrollment program has a big benefit just because the first time you take it, you're gaining a ton of experience. And as I've already spoken to, it's helpful just to know how to be on that sort of campus environment. And so I'm just thankful to this idea that in order to run a program like this, it just takes so many administrators. I'm really thankful for Ms. Morelli and Ms. Foster working behind the scenes to design this program. I joined with in September 2017, and even within that time, this PowerPoint slide on which courses are in the program has already shifted a ton, just because it's continually changing to fit academic standards. And so I'm super thankful for that, that we're constantly shifting in order to meet changing standards in order to get 2 degrees.
Thank you so much. And I think that's been a recurring theme in talking to any students that have been through dual enrollment programs is the confidence, right? You have a different confidence than a student who's just an incoming freshman who hasn't been to a community college. It gives you a different set of skills. Actually, one question that has come up a few times in the chat is, how did you both hear about the program? Obviously, Sangeetha, you heard through Varun, but Varun, how did you hear about the program? Was it your parents, first of all, must be super proud of both of you, and so excited that you've saved them a tremendous amount of money as well. But how did you first hear about the program?
So I'll speak to this idea that, overall vocational education definitely has a stigma that people need to overcome. Sangeetha and I, in our early home, actually lived right next to Somerset Votech, and so we were always biking in their parking lot, and that's how we actually learned to bike up and down a big hill. And so we didn't really know that high school, like what it offered. For us, was always go to the public school, and luckily we just knew family friends who had gone to the academy in that year. I think that there's this idea that even though Somerset Votech had come to my middle school and spoke on CTE education, it was a little bit unclear to know exactly which programs are offered. And moreover, I think a lot of times students write it off as CTE education is an alternative to going to a 4-year school or getting high-paying jobs. And so as someone who ended up going through, as my sister spoke to, Skills USA, which is an organization that really pairs vocational students towards getting opportunities. There's so many things that I could speak to about eliminating that stigma, that the students who do not go to 4-year school but went to vocational school achieve high-paying jobs because of their specific experiences. Right. Obviously, as I and my sister could speak to, a lot of students, though, go to 4-year schools and achieve success. And just in terms of there's a lot of opportunities in going to vocational school because through Skills USA, my sister and I have done all sorts of advising. I actually ended up becoming the state vice president and so of the Skills USA chapter. And so there's a lot of organizations really tailored towards these kinds of high schools and these sorts of experiences that I think are not fully communicated. And just, the public needs to get over this stigma that it's go to the public school, then go to a 4-year, then pursue some higher education potentially beyond that. There's a lot of alternative pathways available.
And thank you so much. And thank you both, Sangeetha and Varun, and congratulations on your graduation. I think it's amazing to have an associate's degree for your high school diploma, but we thank you both for taking your time today